Yeah.
This is a flower, as you can see. It's a sweet pea April in Paris, and I really wish that we can convey the smell because it just smells so good. I'm very excited that it's still blooming this late in the year. Got a hummingbird vine, which is late in the day, so it's not blooming yet, but they kind of look like little morning glory blossoms. And I saw a hummingbird just earlier today drinking from it. Very exciting. And this is a native plants garden for the most part. It's past most of the blooms for these particular species, but we've got monkey flower, red columbine, nodding onion. Oh, you missed the checker mallows, those kind of scraggly looking plants in the back. They have these beautiful sort of hollyhock type pink flowers. And yeah, some roses, a lot of weeds. Everything looks pretty rough. I haven't weeded in a while.
Some strawberries.
A lot of strawberries. And yeah. There we go. And a lot of weeds.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of weeds.
A lot of weeds.
And here we're getting to some more flowers. We've got, this is the first sunflower blooming just today. Very exciting. And we've got some runner beans kind of sneaking up there. And then down here we've got a lot of weeds and some flowers. So that's Douglas meadow foam, the white little ground cover. Got some marigolds that'll be in later. There's a zinnia that's just starting out. And then if you go back to this is bee friend, Lacea tenacifolia. It is a native plant and the bees really do love it, and it's super easy to grow. It's been a lot of fun. So, anything you want to add, buddy?
Here's the olive tree that we planted.
You see little baby olives. Don't know if they'll actually mature or not, but there were little flowers and now there's those.
And then our mailbox was really wonky, and Zen came out here and put a little garden around it and straightened it out.
Once again, other zinnias. Ooh, it's so pretty. I'm very excited about it. Other sunflowers. These were all just kind of leftover plants for the most part. This is a pretty cool one. It's Spilontes. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Basically, it's going to have these little yellow button kind of looking flowers that are actually like a, they help numb your mouth if you've got a toothache. They're really pretty and it's a cool medicinal. Kind of odds and ends.
Okay. Looks good. Sure.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got some bonsais. They're a little scraggly looking, but they're hanging in there, so that's always good. Pretty stoked about them. Definitely they need to have some pruning done. They've gone a little crazy. And here's some starts that we had to move up to the table because of this one down here is awful. But we've got some beans for climbing up the sunflowers. A lot of stuff for fall, like cabbages, cauliflower, some beets, yeah, some kohlrabi, just all sorts of little odds and ends. Oh, did it die?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Just say battery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so blueberries. Why don't you talk about the blueberries?
We've got blueberries. These are one-type variety. We got this variety here. This one is the pink champagne or something like that, and it turns pink. It's like
Pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade. They're pink blueberries instead of being blue, but there's not very many on it this year. This one's our bigger blueberry, and it needs a little bit of pruning work so that it yields better next year, but it's got some really delicious blueberries on it. And then, what do we have here, Zen?
We have yacon.
Which is a South American ground apple. It's like an apple, but it grows like a potato.
Yeah, so it's a tuber and you dig it out. It kind of looks like a sweet potato, but it's got a really different texture. It's really good. That is giant blue Hubbard squash, another yacon, and then just 2 little acorn squashes I threw in there. It was a bad year for slugs, and the slugs got the yacon when they were little. Here, hey, no, is the popcorn patch. And so we've got Glass Gems corn, which is you can use as a nice popcorn. And then we've got some determinate tomatoes, geranium kiss, and I just kind of threw in some basil, some dill. You can see I've got beans running up the corn stalks. Really happy with this nasturtium. This one has just been super pretty and cool. And yeah.
And here's to give you an idea of the whole yard that we're going to be going through.
So it could be a long or short tour. I mean, however long you guys want. I don't know.
It'll be lengthy. Here we've got chamomile and some tomatoes and onions over here.
Don't let her eat the onions. That's been her new game.
Okay.
All right. And over here we've got the tail end of some turnips and some peas. And then I also have some rutabagas, some little baby leeks that need to be planted out. Oh, buddy, look, try and get the bee on the side. So yeah, bee friend, they really do love it. They've just been all over them. I'm so happy that I planted them.
Here we have more sunflowers.
Ooh, and here is one of the marigolds that is starting to bloom. It's very pretty. Lots of weeds, haven't weeded in a while.
More sunflowers. These are the goji berries. They've got a little bit of powdery mildew.
Yeah, they're not super happy. They haven't been doing well this year. Calendula, rosemary.
More goji berry. And then this over here is a ginger plant.
And you can see it's sending up new stalks. I'm really excited. So we planted just a single root of ginger and it sent up this guy. And just the last few days, it's been sending up these little guys. So you know it's happy and it's starting to spread out. So I'm very excited if we can keep the dog from eating it.
And then here we have more tomatoes. And is that squash down there, dear?
No, that's a nasturtium and basils.
Nasturtium and
These
basils.
are squashes.
Those are the squash.
Squash and cucumbers.
And
Look
some
at all these
cucumbers.
flowers. So hopefully we'll have some pickles.
That. And here we have peppers.
We actually have some tomatoes that are starting to set
There we are.
in here. So planted 3 different types of tomatoes this year.
Tomatoes and basil.
Beans.
Beans. Here's a bunch of bees all on these.
And then starting to set peppers.
Oh yeah.
These are paprikas. I have 4 different types of peppers this year. So we'll see how they do. I only got cayenne last year.
Nice.
And
And
then
then
more
squash. Cukes. See,
All right.
nasturtium, basil,
No.
more carrots.
No. So we've got corn. We've got 3 different types. Well, we've got some winter squash here. We've got some zooks there. There's like a pumpkin. There's like sort of like a cantaloupe melon type thing. I think we've got 2 pumpkins mixed in here. And then yellow crookneck squash over there. And then this is a type of corn where it's a sweet corn, but the kernels are red. So I'm excited. Haven't grown it before.
And then coming over to here, we have our potato patch. So all these are potatoes.
Different types of potatoes are all finishing out right now. So you can see the
So that's why they're
foliage
turning
dies
yellow.
back. And then once it dies back, you wait for about a week and then you dig them out. And then I've got more little peppers tucked in here, another squash.
And then more potatoes. And then over here, we've got a raspberry, which you can see isn't really as far along as yours is. Oh, there's some riper raspberries over
yeah, we
there.
need to pick those.
Finally. And
Alright.
then
Here is the pink champagne currant.
Oh, look at those.
So I think they're close to ripe, but I think that we'll have to actually like cook them for them to be tasty.
Okay.
So we'll have to figure out how to do that.
And this is the
Crandall currant or clove currant.
Mm.
So it's like a black currant, and the flowers have the most beautiful sweet smell. It's pretty native to the area. It's native to the Great Plains, but it also works its way out here. So it counts as a native.
And then here's our pear tree, which is massive. And there's tons of pears on it. They'll be ripe here pretty soon. You can see the pears. And this is the plums. There's several plums, but this is the biggest one. And it's a Satsuma plum. I don't know if that gives you a really good view of some of the plums. There's a good view of the plums. And this thing's just loaded with them.
They blend in
as you
since the
can
leaves
see,
are
it's
red.
just a
So you can't
massive
really
tree
see
of
until you
plums.
start to look closely and you think, oh my god, how are we going to eat all these plums?
There's tons of plums. And then down in here, there's still other flowers. And
So yeah, I just tucked a bunch of leftover flowers and squash back here because we were trying to cut back on some of the brush. You can see our pawpaws kind
that's
of
a
hidden in there.
pawpaw tree, which will make like a sweet custardy fruit. And this over here is our grapevine and our grapevine area. There's another pawpaw over in there.
They're an understory when they're young, so that's why we've let the mint kind of grow up to help shade it in the summer. Otherwise they'll get too burnt out and crispy.
And this grape is growing all around here. And as you can see, there's a bunch of grapes that are forming and setting. Grape grows all over that fence and back over, and then into these other plum trees that are back over here. That's that plum. And then this one is a cherry, but it's not a very good cherry. It's like a bird cherry. It's not really very good. It's really small cherries with really big seeds. Really only ripe for like a second. So not really something we've been that crazy about. This right here though,
It fell off.
is our bush cherry. And it has cherries that you can eat. And it did have one cherry on it, but it fell off. But it's called a Jan. So it's in honor of Janice, our dog.
Apparently you need 2 of them to really get good fruit production, and we only got the one this year. So we'll get another one next year.
And then over here is our apricot tree that is doing quite well, although we were told it might not do so well.
Oh yeah, everybody from the Northwest, oh, apricot trees, oh, it's gonna die right away. Terrible, so much work, so we'll see.
It's doing
looks
pretty
fine
well
to me.
so far, so we'll see. Pretty happy with it. And then this is one of our walnut trees right here. You can see all the walnuts on that. And then this is what, a spice bush, baby? Is that right?
Yes.
And that can be used to make allspice?
It's an allspice substitute.
Oh.
So it's native to kind of like eastern woodlands in the U.S. and the twigs and the leaves have a spicy flavor. Also, if you have a male and a female bush, they'll make red berries that you can use as an allspice substitute. So we need to get another one of those as well.
Right on. Well, one that I know we need 2 of that we do have 2 of is the kiwi. And here's our male kiwi. And then right next to our male kiwi that we have is our female kiwi. It's not doing quite as well and has a little bit of bird shit on it, but it'll probably come back here, hopefully, a little bit at a time. And then next to that we have our very old big apple tree that has just tons and tons and tons of apples it's putting off. And it needs to get pruned really bad. And it's just a massive apple tree that goes over into the neighbor's yard, and we need to just prune it. It's crazy. And then we have this back area where we have our new fig tree that we got as a gift from Mitoko, who married us, with a bunch of figs on it, and this is its 2nd year and it's starting to really take off. We're excited for it. And we've got some poppies and some other flowers.
Calendula.
Calendula. Ooh, I love that name. Poppies. Beautiful.
Whoa!
Some
And there
other
goes some apples.
sunflowers. And the apples are just constantly
Oh
falling.
man, somebody's been munching on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna need to harvest apples this week. It's gonna be apple season. There's another grape back over that way that you can't really see. And you harvested some garlic that we didn't really see. Is there anything else that we need to put into the tour, you think, buddy? Oh, we didn't do the persimmon trees and the peppers over there. What a good ending.
We should get a shot of Nina with a giant apple in her mouth too.
Nina has a giant apple in her mouth, yes.
She's very proud.
She loves her apples, especially when they're rotten. We have this and this, and this is the one of the persimmon trees. And these are peppers, and this is another one of our persimmon trees that is taking off. And this is our little sweet potato bag where we put some sweet potato starts in this just bag of soil. It's supposed to work okay. And then I forget what these are. What are these, baby?
Oca and quinoa.
Oca and quinoa.
Oca
Oh,
is
yeah.
what looks kind of like the clover, and then
Quinoa.
is
That one.
that guy right there.
Beautiful. And so there's some broccoli and some other stuff, some lettuce in this one.
Kale, rutabaga.
Oh my goodness. And this is mullein right here, which is a beautiful native that we just left, right? It's native, or is it a weed?
It's kind of a weed, but
All right,
it's a
it's kind of a
medicinal
weed. We like it, so we left it.
Yeah.
And there's more broccoli and cauliflower and kale.
Cabbage.
And cabbage. And I think we've done it now. And this concludes the tour. Hooray! Goodbye.
Bye.